Hey guys, so I'm back with CK3, and you may notice that things are kind of weird. So basically what I've done here is I've created chaos with the more game rules mod, and also the all baronies or counties mod. And in combination, I have created absolute chaos. So obviously the map, every single barony is independent. Religions are absolutely disgusting. It looks hideous, like it's like a container of randomized sprinkles or something. Cultures are randomized also. So, yeah, that's good. It is absolutely just disgusting. I've also randomized houses. It shouldn't change too much. I know the last time I did the all baronies are independent video, like the Carling somewhat dominated like Europe over here, so I just figured that might change a few things. Another thing I also changed is development, which is randomized from 0 to 25. I also randomized governments, which doesn't look like it changed much. It did change like feudal and clan structures, but it didn't change the tribal ones, so that's unfortunate, but it is what it is. So thinking about predictions, I have no predictions. I really don't know who's going to do well. Last time I thought that people in farmlands would do well, but they really didn't. So this is probably going to be absolute chaos. I think it's going to be the same thing we saw the last time I did a video like this, where we saw no empires formed, basically, since they're so expensive to form. Like 300 counties, almost 600, you know, it's just impossible for the AI to do it. So, yeah. Let's go 50 years in the future and see what happens. Alright, it's 9:17, and a few things have changed. I'm not going to go over every single guy since everyone is basically small and can collapse at any time, so I'm just going to go over a few guys that I think are interesting. In Africa, no one is amazingly interesting besides this guy here, who's doing decent, I guess. Normandy is there, which is cool. Actually, it's a different duchy title. I don't even know how that's possible. I don't get how that's possible, but okay. Genoa's there, and is this faith here, which I've never really seen before. This guy's decently sized. Same with this person. Crimea's pretty big. Alania's big, which is pretty impressive. I've also noticed that for some reason, like, a lot of these guys are Muslim. I don't know if that changes anything, like their aggressiveness levels or something, but everyone I've clicked so far has been Zoroastrian or a Muslim faith, so that's kind of an interesting thing to note. He's pretty big. Nobody stands out in Asia. Maybe him. And literally nobody in India stands out. Him, maybe. Literally all of them are Muslim. So I'm kind of predicting now that the Muslim faiths are probably going to dominate the world. Due to this, how aggressive they are. I did turn up AI aggressiveness to like very high, so it should be affecting everybody, but it doesn't seem like it is. Looking at religions, it is way too soon in the game to even say who's winning or who's losing, so I'm just going to leave it there. Cultures, nothing's really changed. So, yeah. Let's go 100 years in the future and see what happens. It's 10:18, and things are becoming a lot more consolidated. The first thing that really, like, stands out to me personally is Bulgaria here. They are huge, and they almost have 10k troops. I have no doubts that they're probably going to dominate both the Balkans and Anatolia over here. Looking at Africa, out of everybody, Tlemcen is probably the one that stands out next to Adjaran here, who's doing okay. You gotta love this name. The Ustaka Genoa Shadam. I've never even seen anything like that before. That's pretty funny. He's pretty big. Toulouse is decent, and he's Sephardic. Scotland is there, and they're Old Saxon, so good for them. Denmark exists. The Khanate of Denmark. Nice. I really like this nation here. It's kind of like EU4's Crimea, without Crimea itself, obviously, but Alania is doing pretty good. I am super disappointed in the Middle East here. It's the most boring area of the game by far. Like, nobody stands out here at all. Besides him, maybe, but everyone else is just disappointing. Looking at religions, things have kind of started to consolidate. This Muslim faith here is probably doing the best, if I had to guess, behind, or maybe it's behind this one here. It's still way too early to, like, call it, though. Yeah. This faith is doing pretty good in Denmark. Actually, it's doing pretty good everywhere. It's kind of spread out. Catholicism is somewhat spread in Hungary, so maybe we'll see Hungarian Catholic Kingdom. This guy... How is this guy from this dynasty? The Merovingians. Aren't those the guys who, formed the Carling dynasty eventually? Alright, it's time to go another 100 years in the future. A 100 years in the future, and things are looking pretty interesting. So, Bulgaria has grown, and they've started expanding into Anatolia here. There's also the Kingdom of Hellas here, which is owned by the Dynasty Maine, which is a French dynasty, it looks like. Or sounds like, at least. And he's Irish, so good for him, I guess. Probably the most interesting thing on the map right now is that somehow Germany formed. This is probably the hardest kingdom to form in the game on its own. Not even including this mod here. I don't even know how many counties it took. I guess we can get like an estimate. 78 counties. So, he's definitely doing pretty good. And he's... Why is everybody Norwegian? This guy's Norwegian. He's Norwegian. The Netherlands are formed by a Visigothic guy. Ireland is almost united, which is pretty impressive. 41 counties, almost 8,000 troops. Iceland is almost united too. I'm surprised Finland hasn't formed. He should be able to do it pretty soon. How has he not formed Finland yet? I don't get that, but that kind of sucks for him. The Kingdom of Pomerania is there. Palestine is formed, and apparently it's a kingdom. It's not a part of the Kingdom of Jerusalem, it's the Kingdom of Palestine. So, Ajaran is doing okay like they were 50 to 100 years ago. In India, there's a few guys. In Tibet, he's the biggest. Looking at religions, things have obviously changed quite a bit from the beginning, where we're seeing huge blobs instead of tiny little fractions of religions everywhere. Adoptionism is probably the one that stands out to me personally. I like never see this faith in the game, so it's super cool to actually see it in the game. This faith over here is doing pretty good in Europe. I'm kind of surprised there isn't more of a consolidating of the religions yet. I'm sure it'll come when the Mongols come and convert everyone to their faith. Whatever it'll be. I have no idea. Like, it's impossible to guess which one they'll try to convert to here, since there's hundreds of them here. I guess we'll see. So let's go until 1217. Actually, let's just go until the Mongol spawn, and then we'll pause there. The Mongols are here, and apparently they chose to be Buddhist. That's probably the worst thing they could do. I'm pretty sure they're pacifists now. Why would they do something that dumb? It might not affect their Mongol invasion, CB. It probably doesn't, so maybe that should help, but I definitely would have chose Buddhism as my religion if I was playing as the Mongols. We have a new kingdom over here, a new Frisian kingdom. The Kingdom of Agramont, which is a pretty cool kingdom name. Which is... where does that even start? I don't even know where that starts. It might be a rebel kingdom, actually. Yeah, it probably is. This dude's like a god tier ruler, too. 2 virtuous traits. It's pretty good. There's this Hellenic Han kingdom down here. Somehow. In Africa, it's becoming a lot more consolidated. It's not to a level where I can say, oh, this person's gonna win, you know, but this person's in the middle of dying. And they're Cisalpine Catholics. The Kingdom of Palestine has completely just ballooned into taking over most of Egypt. They're doing amazing right now. There's also this Imamate here, because they own Mecca and Medina. He's doing okay. Looking in Europe, for some reason this guy here created a new kingdom in Ireland instead of just creating the Kingdom of Ireland. So that's pretty bad in my opinion. I would never do that. There's a new Kingdom of Essex over here, which is doing okay. Holland took out Germany, which is pretty sad. I really wanted to see them do well, but rest in peace. There's a custom kingdom here, the Kedar Kingdom, which is probably like a leftover kingdom from Germany, because I think they were Jewish, right? The Kingdom of Pomerania is doing amazing. Look at them. There's a guy over here who's massive and has almost 30k troops. He's probably the biggest guy so far. Bulgaria is doing the same. They haven't really expanded much. In India, he's probably the biggest out of everybody. Right now in the top 5, Temujin has the biggest army, which isn't surprising. Behind him is the Vespia guy. And then number 3 is Bulgaria. Number 4 is this guy. I'm guessing who's in India. Yeah, it's him. And then 5 is Palestine. I didn't even notice Burgundy here. He's Paulican Italian. Nice. So what I'm going to do here is let it play until the Mongols collapse. And then I'll be back with you. Alright, it's been like 40 years and the Mongols already collapsed, which is kind of disappointing, but they did a lot, so it doesn't really matter. So looking, I think they're basically all Buddhist, it looks like. He's Buddhist, he's Buddhist, he's Buddhist, he's Buddhist, yeah. They're all Buddhist. I don't know if that's a good thing for the breakaway states or not. It might be. I don't think they have anything, though, that, like, makes, like, revolts less possible, I guess. I don't know. They are pretty massive. 400 counties. 300. Oh, this one's actually an historian, apparently. Good for him, I guess. This one has 251. And this one has 150, which isn't the biggest at all. I'm not going to go over the entire map, obviously, since it's only been 40 years. I'm just going to go over, like, a few things I noticed. So looking, basically, Poland is here. They created their own kingdom for some reason. The Finnish guy over here has expanded into Novgorod. There's this new peasant kingdom over here, and Bohemia exists. Toulouse is its new kingdom. This is a new kingdom. Looking at religions, though, I can kind of already tell who's probably going to win this one. This Najdod faith is doing amazing. They have a ton of counties. And then I think in second place, this random faith, which you barely ever see in the actual game, is probably going to place second. They have a huge amount of territory in Europe here. For some reason, I don't know how they got this lucky, but... And then in like third, it's probably going to be Alawite. So let's go until 1343 and see what happens. Alright, it's 1325. The reason why I stopped 20 years early is because of this. This is real time. See how slow that is? So, it takes like forever for time to go by. I don't think I'm going to make it till 1453 because of like, I've been recording this video for 3 days already, so I really don't want to make this a week-long thing of just waiting for the time to pass. So what I think I'm going to do here is go to bed and then wake up and stop it there. But anyways, looking at the map, things are definitely different, especially in the steppes over here with new kingdoms popping up like the Kingdom of the Caucasus and the Sultanate of Permia. We also have some big players in the Middle East, like these kingdoms here. And I gotta say the MVP for this game has gotta be Palestine. They've done incredibly well. How many counties? 311. Looking in Africa, the biggest guy now is probably Mali, maybe, or Nobatia, I guess. There's this new kingdom here in like the Sicily area, which is doing okay. The Kingdom of Toulouse is huge. He's doing okay. There's a new kingdom in England, it looks like. There's a Sultanate of Yamtaland, which is new. Finland is massive. Lithuania is growing. This kingdom here is doing amazing and is like completely overshadowed Bulgaria, which has done nothing since they started growing at the beginning, which is sad. We also have this kingdom here, which is apparently a Latgalian culture nation, and they're Zoroastrian, so good for them. In India, we have Gujarat and him, who was there before, so nice. So my prediction for the end of this game is that the Muslim faiths are probably going to dominate the entire world, which they already are. You know, I don't really know how or why. There might be more Muslim faiths than other faiths in the game, like different options for Muslim faiths. And it's just like, I think a chance happened. Maybe. I also gotta point out this amazing Zunist Serbian kingdom down here in Sri Lanka. This has gotta be the coolest kingdom in the game behind the Kingdom of Palestine. Alright, so I just woke up. It's been 12 hours. And the game's only gone by like 30 years, so I'm sure that somebody could do the math on that and see how long time passes in the game now. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna end it here. Out of everybody, Palestine is obviously the MVP of this game. Looking at Africa, nothing has really changed, I think. Mali still looks around the same size. So does Nobadia, or Nobatia, or however you say it. Valencia is the biggest in Iberia. Toulouse is still there, and they're huge. Somehow they turned Yazidi. Iceland has done basically nothing the entire game after they united, which is average. Ireland has got to be the most impressive guy in the Isles. The Republic of East Anglia. That's cool. Of course, Lotharingia is here too, and they're Yazidi also, for some reason. The Netherlands are doing good. This one, Varangian Kingdom in Anatolia, has done the best in both the Balkans and Anatolia. There's a new empire on the map, the Empire of Persia, which I'm pretty sure is the only new created empire. The Latgalian guy is still there and has done nothing. Looking at religions, Najdatism has done the best, which isn't surprising. They are massive on the map here, with 712 counties. Next up is Abadism, which is a faith that I didn't even talk about the entire video, because they aren't really that present, at least what I think. They're in Germany, in Scandinavia a little bit, but that's really it. They have little patches everywhere, but I really didn't think that they'd be the second biggest religion. Next up is the Shias, which is the religion of the Empire of Persia. That's why it's so high. And then there's the faith of the Emirate of Palestine. This is the only area where that faith actually is, besides really small dots in Europe here, and there's like one or two in India, so good for them. Then we have Meshafarianism, which is the biggest faith in Europe. So, yep. Those are our top 5 faiths. Looking at cultures, I'm not going to be able to go over every single culture here. I think this is the main reason for my lag, is that there's so many like cultures on the map, and there's new ones being formed and created, so it's becoming super laggy. The ones that stand out are Icelandic, which is formed from being Turkic. We have Palestinian, which comes from Kashmiri. Okay. And other than that, there's not like huge guys on the map. There's Han in Portugal, and there's Rajasthani in India. In governments, most of the world follows a clan structure, but feudalism follows quite fast behind. It's like probably a 40-60 split between clan and feudal structures. But yeah, if you guys have any other ideas for videos, just let me know. And thank you for watching.